Hi everyone, today we're going to do day 2 of Unit 1B. Today is, I don't know why it says A there, it should be a B. But today we're going to focus on tax and tip. So these are things that you guys see every day, but you just might not realize the math behind it, kind of. So we're going to make you realize the math behind it. Okay, so tax, also known as sales tax, is the percentage of your purchase that is added to the total. The tax can be based on what item you're buying, so like there's different taxes for food, for clothing, for electronics, stuff like that. And it could be based on your local government, your state government, the federal government regulates all those things. So these are things that we normally have to pay for to be able to use, kind of. Okay? And tip, which is also known as a gratuity, is a percentage of your total that is given for services provided. Now, there are two ways to actually to find a tax and tip. And because tax and tip is a percentage, we can use the percent proportions that we used in the previous day's notes. We can use those to find our tax or tip. You could also use your calculator for it. So we will show you both methods throughout these notes, but the newest method, we've already learned percent proportions from the first day of notes. So here's the new method where you could use it with your calculator. The first step is to change the percentage to a decimal. Okay? Once you have a decimal, you can multiply the decimal with the original cost or subtotal. If the question asks for a total, you would then add the tax or tip. Add it to that subtotal or original cost. Okay? Tax and tip always gets added on. It's an extra cost that we have to pay for. Okay? So example 1, I'll show you both methods, percent proportions and the calculator way, or just how you can type it all in your calculator and get an answer. And then throughout, I'll be switching back and forth. Okay? So example 1, I should probably make this big screen too. That might be helpful. I got a lot of work to do. Okay? And just so you guys are aware, I'm partial of the percent proportion. That's just me though. If the sales tax in your city is 9.6%, how much tax would you pay on an item that costs $57? Round to the nearest cent. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my proportion. Remember, the percent proportions are always a percentage over 100 equals the part over the whole. Okay? Oh, I should have this filled in too. That's a percent proportion. Okay? In this case, the part would be your tax or your tip, and the whole would be the original cost or subtotal. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. Well, sales tax is 9.6%, so I have a percentage. They're asking how much is tax, so that's the part. And it says it costs $57, so that's the original cost. So I can fill in those numbers here. So 9.6 would go over 100. The X would be my part. Oh, there. Things are showing up early. The X would be the part because they're asking how much tax, so they don't know. And then the whole amount is the $57 that the item costs. So now that I filled in my proportion, I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So I have 100 times X equals 9.6 times 57. So now I can go ahead and multiply it. And I get 100x equals 547.2. Divide both sides by 100 to get x by itself, and you get x equals 5.472. Now, this is supposed to be a dollar amount, and dollar amounts don't have this many decimal places. They only have 2. So, if you have more than 2, you need to look at that third decimal place and decide if you're going to round the second one up or if you're going to keep it the same. So remember, if it's below 5, the number should just stay the same and you lose everything behind it. If it's above 5, or 5 and above, you would round that number up. Okay? But since the number behind the 7 is 2, we're just going to drop the 2. So you would pay $5.47 in tax. That's how much you would pay in tax. To do this with the calculator, we're going to get the same answer. But to do it in the calculator, the first thing I would do is convert the percent to a decimal. And then I would go ahead and multiply the decimal by the original cost or subtotal. So 9.6%, move the decimal point over 2 spaces, so you get 0.096. That's the number I'm going to multiply with the original cost. So 0.096 times 57 equals 5.472, and again, I would drop the 2 because it says stay the same, round down, so it would be changed to $5.47. Okay? So you can pick the method that you like more. If you are comfortable converting percents to decimals, and you remember to move it over 2 spaces, maybe you prefer the calculator method. If you're not as comfortable with moving that over and you really like the proportion setup, go ahead and do it that way. It's up to you. So you guys are going to try this on your own. Choose whichever method you would like. It probably wouldn't be a bad thing to do to practice both while we're doing our notes. Okay? So if you do the proportion here, maybe you want to try the calculator on the next try on your own, or vice versa. Okay? Example 2. Jen and her 3 friends, so that means there's 4 of them total, went to the Olive Garden. Their total bill was $48, and they left an 18%. Why is all this stuff shifted? Weird. 18% tip. How much did each person pay if they split the bill evenly? Well, the first thing I need to do is find the tip amount. Okay? So, I am going to use a proportion for this. So, 18% is over the 100. I have the total, which was 48, so that goes on the bottom. And I don't know the tip, so I'm going to fill in an x right now. So now I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So I have 100 times x equals 18 times 48. Multiply that out. So I get 100x equals 864. Divide everything by 100. So I get x equals $8.64. Okay? Step 2 is to find the actual total. So the total would be the bill plus the tip. So I'm going to add those two together. So $48 plus the $8.64 for the tip. They have to leave $56.64. That is how much they have to leave before they leave the restaurant. So if they're going to split it evenly, we're going to go ahead and split that between all 4 girls, boys, people. Who knows who her friends are. We're going to split it between 4. So I'm going to take the actual total and divide it by 4. So 56.64 divided by 4 gives us $14.16 each. That is how much each person is paying for their dinner at the Olive Garden. Okay? And now you guys are going to try this one on your own. Remember to round to the nearest cent. Okay? Example 3. Oh, that's fun stuff. Hold on. I got to get spritz. Got to get rid of all this fun stuff. Y'all are going to learn secrets about how I make things appear and disappear. There we go. And I'm going to go onto that page and back. Aha! Example 2 stuff is disappeared right now, but you guys can scroll back in the video to get that stuff if you missed it. Example 3. Rick bought 3 shirts for $18, so they were $6 each, 2 pairs of socks for $4, so they were $2 each, and a pair of pants for $45. He really likes to spend money on his pants. The sales tax rate was 15%. That's really high, in case you're wondering. How much did he pay? So the first thing we're going to do is find the total of all his items. So the $18 plus the $4 for the socks plus the $45 for his pants. So I'm going to go ahead and add that all together. His total was $67. Now I'm going to find the tax amount. Okay? So this time I'm going to use the calculator method. I'm just going to change the 15% into a decimal. So that becomes 0.15. And I'm going to multiply that with the $67. So 0.15 times 67 actually gives me $10.05. So to find the total, I'm going to add this tax amount to the subtotal. So subtotal plus tax. $67 plus $10.05. He paid $77.05. And that would be my final answer. Okay? And now you guys are going to try this one on your own. Okay? Oh, gosh, look at all the stuff that I did not get rid of. I'm super smart. Go me. I know. Okay. And object data fit in. Cool. And things are popping up when I don't want them to. Awesome. Alright, example 4. The Garcia family went to Applebee's for dinner. Their dinner cost $57. Good to know. If they want to leave an 18% tip for their waitress, how much would they leave? So we're going to find the tip amount. And I'm going to use a percent proportion. So I set up my proportion. I have an 18% tip. I know the total is $57, but I don't know what the tip will be. So I go ahead and cross multiply. So I have 100 times x equals 18 times 57. Multiply that out. You get 100x equals 1062. Divide everything by 100. And you get 10.62. So the tip was $10.62. Okay? Now, they have a sales tax with 6.5%. How much would they pay in taxes? When we do this, we're going to use the original amount. So that 57 again. This one, I'm going to use the calculator method. So I've got the 6.5%. I move it over 2 spaces. And that will give me 0.065. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to multiply that by the original cost, the $57. So 57 times 0.065 will give me $3.705. So again, this is one where I'd have to round because there's too many decimal points. So that 5 right there tells me I should round the 0 up. So the tax actually comes out to be 3.71. Okay. Now, how much did they pay in total? Well, that just means add it all up. You're going to add the dinner cost plus the tip plus the tax they have to pay. So the dinner was $57. The tip was $10.62. And the tax was $3.71. Add all three numbers together to get a total of $71.33. Okay? And the last one you guys are going to try on your own. Okay? If you have any questions, you can write them down, or you can go ahead and write a comment on the assignment on Google Classroom, and I can answer it there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye!